It still makes a lot of people uncomfortable to talk about it. Suicide. But we're talking with someone who has a lot of experience talking about it. She's Amanda Askin, a school mental health advocate at the Office of School and Adolescent Health.
I think overall in the bigger picture, there is still a stigma associated with mental health issues and mental illness. So having the conversation about mental illness and addressing resources in our community is really important.
Even as journalists, we try to be selective with who we report on when it comes to suicide. And when we do, we try not to say committed suicide, but rather died by suicide. According to official records, 31 young people, 10 to 24, died by suicide in Dona Ana County. That was between 2007 and 2012.
Just in their stage of development, adolescents are feeling their way out, and a lot of it has to do with relationships. So I think parents get really bummed out when the kids don't want to hang out with them. They're 12, 13, they'd rather hang out with their kids, but that's actually a really good thing. That means developmentally they're right on course. But along with that, in kind of developing as a young person, they're navigating relationships, and they're not sometimes that easy.
Askin says losing interest in friends, not using proper hygiene, becoming angry easily, they're all signs someone might be considering killing themselves. She says there is one thing you can do that won't give them the idea.
The biggest myth that we want to make sure that people understand is that if you talk about suicide, that somehow it's going to plant the idea in somebody's head. So if you're concerned about somebody and you think, I just don't really want to broach the subject, what if they're not thinking about it and I introduce the idea and boom, somehow it's going to make them do it. And that is really a myth. What actually is true is that people who have recovered from an episode of being suicidal and maybe after getting help, that time, that kind of gray area time we like to say, is a time when the intervention is really important, and asking the question of, do you feel like killing yourself? Are you suicidal? It is okay to bring up that word. And so we really want to dispel that myth. And I understand it's a scary word. And so some people are concerned like, wow, what if they say yes?
If they say yes, there are a lot of resources Askin wants parents, teachers, and students to know about. One is at school.
We have school-based health centers in our high schools, and we really want to encourage, whether it's a parent, whether it's a teacher, whether it's a school administrator, a counselor, a social worker, anybody can refer a young person to a school-based health center. And there they have both primary care, which would be physical health, as well as behavioral health. And there's great screens that they can offer young people that they can really kind of route them in the right place. And so if they are having some kind of mental health issue or issue related to depression or anxiety, they are screened for, and then an appropriate course of treatment is routed out for them.
Also available are a number of hotlines and resources. The NMSU WAVE program serves southern New Mexico at 575-646-2255. The Trevor Project has a national hotline geared toward LGBT youth. Their number is 866-488-7386. And we have a full list of resources on our website, carewg.org. Sloan Patton, KRWG News.